Braves are back and making a statement.
Ronald Acuna just clobbered one to left.
Listen to Atlanta Braves baseball in a rich audio experience live on ESPN Northwest Florida.
Here comes the thunder.
Sponsored by Goldberg Kia, Reliable Hydraulic Solutions, Mid-South Lumber, Stormore Portable Buildings, and Brock Pest Control.
It's football season.
There is no better place to catch the action than Barefoot. The food, the atmosphere, and your favorite teams are at Barefoot's 3 locations. Barefoot on the Bay, St. Andrews, Barefoot Hideaway, Front Beach, and Barefoot on the Beach on Front Beach. Great food, comfortable atmosphere, amazing views, and plenty of exciting football.
Sunday ticket at Barefoot Hideaway.
Plus, get your free logoed Barefoot cup with the purchase of a frozen drink during every game, along with drink specials and tasty football fun zone appetizers. Barefoot. Eat, drink, and unwind.
Young Cycle across from FedEx Mosley Drive in Lynn Haven has a fantastic selection of pre-owned Harleys at great prices.
Great prices.
Don't buy a Harley until you stop by Young Cycle. Young Cycle, a full service department is available too, offering motor trike conversions, parts, and accessories. Nothing compares to Harley-Davidson and the low prices on pre-owned Harleys at Young Cycle. Young Cycle, 112 Mosley Drive across from FedEx in Lynn Haven.
Bestway Portable Buildings has been your portable building specialist since 1989. Before you invest your hard-earned money someplace else, owner Jason Mulder invites you to stop by Bestway and get a quote on just about any size building. And whether you buy with Bestway or not, it's worth the trip just to meet Bestway Buddy. Say hello, buddy. Good boy. Bestway Portable Buildings, just north of Harts Marine on 231, and online at bestwayportablebuildings.com. The best in portable, period. Tell them Buddy sent ya.
Hi, this is Matt Lewis with Reliable Hydraulic Solutions. We offer comprehensive diagnostics and repair service for all types of hydraulic units, such as hydraulic and pneumatic cylinders, hydraulic pumps, motors, and valves, as well as a broad range of hydraulic hoses and O-rings. Give us a call at Reliable Hydraulic Solutions at 850-326-3000 for any of your hydraulic needs.
Visit their new location, Highway 77, south of Tractor Supply.
Mid-South Lumber, where they treat you like family. Locally owned and serving the residents of Bay County for over 45 years. Visit their feed store at the Youngstown location for all of your livestock feed, plumbing, electrical, lawn, and garden needs. They also carry local Chautauqua wines, baby chicks, and a full line of poultry supplies to get your chicks started off right. Mid-South Lumber, the biggest little lumber yard in Panama City.
Come at me, bro. WGSX Lynn Haven, WVO2 Port St. Joe, ESPN Northwest Florida. James Hale Show.
Do you know who I am?
Live and local inside the J. Michael Studio.
People know me.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Hot tub! I'm full of water! I stay hot tub! I stay very hot! I stay hot tub! I'm gonna get you hot tub! I'm gonna make it wet! Stay hot tub!
Hot tub! What are you doing with a Bengals shirt on? Woo!
Really made me sweat!
Yeah!
Still in the hot tub!
Yeah!
Really made me wet!
Yeah!
Well.
Yes, you missed it, Jeremy. Did you hear it? Oh my God, you missed it. So you missed it. That was a Saturday night sketch, right?
Yeah,
that was it.
That's the real deal.
What year did that happen in? Do you remember?
Gosh, it had to be in the 80s. Mid to early 80s.
That was
Eddie
the
Murphy
best I've ever
his
seen. Eddie
best.
Murphy was on there. Celebrity Hot Tub with James Brown. Classic, man. Unbelievable. Good morning and welcome to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. It's Thursday. Jeremy Pritchard's with us this morning. Jeremy, how you doing?
I'm doing well, Coach. Glad to be here. I understand congratulations are in order for you personally. You know, you always introduce Tommy, who's out today, as this Hall of Fame winner, and saw those social media buzz yesterday that you were recognized by one of your old schools where you coached.
Can you believe that?
Being inducted into the Cape Coral Hall of Fame. So, well done.
Thank you, sir. I told John about it about 6 o'clock yesterday. We get in here and we get the show rolling, and he brings it up. I wasn't going to say anything. But I did pay him $20 later, and I'll give you your 20 later also. So that is pretty cool.
Well, I saw some pictures there of this young guy.
I was pretty. Well, I looked good back then. Dark hair.
1993. That's 30 years ago, Coach.
Man, that's crazy.
Yeah.
We got a call already?
Already.
All right, let's take this call. Good morning.
Good morning.
Who is this?
This is Travis.
Hey, Travis, what are you doing, big boy?
Oh, nothing, on my way to work. I was just calling in to say that I started watching Swamp Kings yesterday. Being a Florida fan, it's amazing.
I loved it.
I tell you what, I caught myself walking to the kitchen like I was about to rip somebody's head off.
You ready to play, right? You ready to go.
Yeah.
If that don't pump you up for college football, nothing will. You know what, though? What makes me mad, I was watching some shows and listening to some people, and a lot of people didn't like it. But you know what? None of them were Gator fans. If you're a college football fan, I think you will enjoy it. If you hate the Gators, I can see you not liking it, but I thought it was good.
The thing that I had got amazed about was the changing of the times. I mean, Urban Meyer came in there, and he made some men out of those boys.
Yes, he did.
Him talking about them just getting up and leaving, and how he got off the plane and kicked two people off the team after they lost to Spurrier when they got off the plane.
Yep. Told the coaches to get off the plane. He sat there and talked. What did he hold them in there for, like 2 hours, an hour or 2 hours on the plane?
Yeah, after they get back from a game in like the middle of the night, and how he would make them go at Friday or Saturday at 12 o'clock in the morning to 2:30 and work out. And I mean, tough.
Yeah. He had them doing mat drills and stuff during the season. I loved it. I thought it was great, man. I thought that the whole thing was good. You know what people were mad about, though? They wanted to see the dirt. They wanted to see, the players when they got in trouble, how they covered it up and all that kind of stuff like that. They wanted all negative things on Florida, and it really wasn't that negative at all. I thought it was good. I thought it was really good.
They showed. So I actually, on the episode that I'm on right now, they're showing. Well, you know what? I think I finished that episode last night. I'm on the last one, but they were showing how some of them had gotten in trouble, but they didn't really go in detail about it. And I mean, I don't know. I mean, the funny thing I saw too was I'm in like groups on Facebook and all, and somebody posted a screenshot and said that Florida State wants theirs for 2013, and I'm like, you can't do that. I was like, because they had a dominant year in 2013 and didn't really do anything afterwards. Jimbo kind of failed. I said, Urban kind of created a little bit of a dynasty, so to speak. I mean, maybe not like Kirby's done now, 2 national championships and all, but if anybody else, you got to do Georgia, and I'm a Florida fan.
Whoa, time out. No. We're going to do Alabama, the greatest dynasty in sport. The greatest dynasty in sport, not college football, in sport, and it's still going.
I do agree with that. Yeah. I did look over them, but those two have to be the next, because but like Urban created, the Urban era. It's the Urban era. I mean, he 2 national championships, and they were always just the team to beat.
No doubt. But, well, you know what? You talk about Florida State. I think they should do one called Anywhere, Anytime, Anyplace, the Bobby Bowden story. How he built that thing up by traveling all over the country, playing Nebraska, Michigan, Ohio State, and going on the road and winning. And really building a program out of nothing. I think that would be a good one, too, for 30-30. I don't know about Netflix.
Somebody had made a joke, and I wish I could tell the exact, but they said, they're going to make a Florida State one that's Untold Crab Legs or something like that.
That was on yesterday. Somebody said yesterday on here. Oh, my God.
Untold Crab Legs and the Missing Pair of Shoes or something like that.
Gosh.
And Georgia's race to Daytona. Bulldog update, there's all angles you can get everybody. Now, we don't break any rules, Alabama, so there's nothing negative they can say about us.
Yeah, home of the.
Oh yeah, no, y'all just don't get caught. Saban has that reputation.
That's right.
That's what I was telling my wife yesterday. She said she doesn't really know much about football at all. She was like, do they have to make like really good keep grades up to do football there? I said, yeah, but some of the teachers will let them slide depending on how good of a player they are.
I tell you what they've done, though, really, in the old days, it was kind of different, but they have tutoring. It's incredible what they do. You really have every opportunity to get a degree when you go to these major programs because they got somebody with you that's going to make sure you get it done. If you have any halfway intelligent at all, you're going to get through. And there's proof of that. You're looking at one right here. How I got through, I have no idea, but I did. You got tutors, you got everything. It's crazy.
I think you just said they put lots of folks around you.
Put you with a bunch of girls, and you got to figure out, why am I with all these smart kids? Yeah. Look over this shoulder. Look over that shoulder.
I think it was Johnny Manziel's where he said that, I heard this somewhere, I don't know where it was, but I think it was him. When he was in college, he would turn in a paper and the guy would look at it and say, yep, you got an A. Just because, he couldn't stay out of football because he would lose. They would lose. Yeah. I
don't know if I believe that kind of stuff. I didn't see that when I played. I mean, I didn't see any professors that would just give grades and do that kind of stuff. And I know they had certain people they wanted you in their classes, certain professors they wanted at different universities because they were kind of maybe a little bit more lenient. But you had to do the work. Am I wrong? Am I being naive on that, Jeremy? Because I talked to a lot of guys that played at Alabama, Auburn, all these different schools, and said, no, we had to do our work. I mean, they just didn't give you grades.
Remember what happened at North Carolina? Basketball.
Never mind. Forget it. Never mind. Forget it. Thank you, Jeremy.
He's got you on that one.
That's pretty good scandal. Okay. All right. My bad. Maybe you too. I'm being naive, I guess. All right.
But yeah, I mean that show. If anybody wants to, get even more excited for college football,
yes,
you just need to watch that because I mean, like that. Even just watching the training, there was one that I was amazed about, which just probably happens everywhere. It probably is a normal drill, but I didn't know about it. Where they wrap a towel around somebody's arm and the player has to pull it while people are slapping him around. I couldn't do that.
No, it was crazy. Remember they were throwing up everywhere. It reminded me of the mat drills they do at Bama when Bryant was there, and they still do it. And Saban runs a really tough program like that also. Spurrier, they worked hard like that when Spurrier was there too now. Carl Franks, those guys, the coaching staff he had with Coach Spurrier, those guys worked them really hard too, and they were disciplined back in that time too. The
people that made it through Irvin and that make it through Saban and I'm sure Kirby and all them, they might have went in there as boys. They came out as men, and that is a fact.
No doubt. I want to tell you what now. You go watch Georgia practice. Kirby's smart. If you can survive playing at Georgia, there's a reason they win championships. I mean, it just doesn't happen. He works them extremely hard. They get after it in practice, and they're going against the best. Heck, when they scrimmage one another, that's the best competition they'll face all year, or half their schedule.
You know what else about that show made it more apparent to me, which I already knew this. LSU is some disrespectful fan base.
Hey, I saw it last night. I saw a big LSU fan, huge. I saw Jim down, Jay Michaels, and I said, "Have you seen Swamp Kings yet?" And he goes, "No." He goes, "What's it on?" I said, "It's on Netflix." He said, "Yeah, I might watch." I said, "No, you better watch the whole thing about LSU." Meyer gets off the bus, some old lady throws a drink on him. I said, it's crazy. He goes, "Yep, that's us. That's us. I'll watch it." He was pumped up about it.
I took that the way he said that, because he said, and I don't think it was water. I don't think it was alcohol. I think somebody threw pee on him.
Oh, God.
Mm-hmm.
I said, the way he said it, it just kind of like, it pointed towards that. To me, I think that was, because, like, I guess my mind went to the most disgusting thing I could think, I could think of them doing, because it's not out of reach.
Well, Jeremy, you've been to that stadium.
Couple times.
You've been there. I tell you, I was disappointed in New Orleans, not the fans, but the student body. Maybe they weren't students there. They looked like they were students there, but they were ready to kill me just because I had an Alabama shirt on at an LSU game. But the regular fans, they were great. I mean, they were wonderful. But what's it like in Baton Rouge?
I've had great experiences in Baton Rouge. I think I heard it described one way, and I think it's pretty accurate. So, before the game, they're their best friends. You go to your tailgates. If you sample their food and you kind of hang out with them, and during the game they'll cuss you for everything you're worth. After the game, back to being best friends again.
They feed you, drink,
right?
Yeah. Unless they lose.
Right, unless they lose. Yeah. So
look at what they did to Tebow. I mean, Tebow's a very likable guy. Even back then, doesn't matter if you were fans of Florida or not. And what was that? One student gave his number away,
right.
And I mean, they were threatening his family.
Yeah, yeah.
It was just nasty. I was like,
it just means more. It just means more to us in the SEC. That's all we.
Yeah.
And that's where you get into this, any little advantage, because so much of this is psychological. And gosh, I mean, you walk into a stadium and there's 100,000 people and they are all pulling against you.
And it's crazy.
Well, I tell you what,
1 inch can change a whole game. 1 inch, one way or the other, can change a whole game. It's crazy.
Fine line.
Well, I tell you what, I mean, the last thing I want to do, now, I mean, I might be crazy, but the last thing I want to do is make some huge quarterback that can plow through people mad.
Yeah.
Before a game. It's like, I mean, threatening his family when that's what he's all about is like, that's like throwing fuel on fire.
He was pumped up. He was pumped up. Hey, listen, I hate it. Thanks for the call. We got to take a break, and we got to get Coach Witten on from Mosey High School, okay?
All right. Y'all have a good day.
You do too, buddy.
I'll continue listening.
Thanks for calling. Appreciate you, sir. All right, J. Michael's Restaurant, Thomas Drive. Boy, it was packed out yesterday. Spaghetti day, and it was absolutely packed out. Donna, everybody was there yesterday. I couldn't believe it. Had a great time. J. Michael's Restaurant. Best seafood, coldest beer. You can go anywhere. Legendary place. South Oak Title and Closing. Chuck Tucker and his group do an incredible job. It means more to them, too. They're like SEC members. It just means more. They get it done. Everything they do is no surprises at closing. Everything's done properly. They're incredible. South Oak Title and Closing. Stevenson Air Conditioning. You want to feel comfortable year-round, no matter what time it is, winter, summer, spring, or fall. Stevenson's Air for all. We'll be right back. That's pretty good. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Hopefully got Mosley Day on. Coach Witten, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Go Smitty.
ESPN Northwest Florida. We're taking the inside track.
Nashville should be the capital of Tennessee, not Memphis.
You heard it here first?
Memphis, man, I got some stories about Memphis. I used to be, we used to play the Redbirds right there, and, close enough where you had to walk. Dude, after the games, I'm like,
He said,
man. Join Ryan Mulvey.
Thank you very little.
Middays 11 to 1 on ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with your weather forecast on this Thursday. Mostly sunny this afternoon and evening with a gentle breeze out of the south at 11 miles per hour and temps near 94. We will have clear skies and a wind speed of 2 miles per hour tonight and be quite warm at 80. And sunny tomorrow and a high 94 with a light breeze. Sunshine Saturday with a temp of 96. This forecast is brought to you by Ellis Agency Insurance. Thank you for listening to ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Great design is timeless, and that's why Tracy's Fine Jewelry inside Coin and Bullion Reserves offers a stunning selection of vintage, antique, estate jewelry on sale now at 40% off. Exquisite Victorian rings, Art Deco diamond brooches, Georgian and Art Deco bracelets, earrings, and pendants. These one-of-a-kind pieces add personality to any ensemble, and now at 40% off. Find your timeless treasure at Tracy's Fine Jewelry inside Coin and Bullion Reserves.
Sykes Concrete has been in business in this area since 1947, and 3 generations later, they're still going strong. See Sykes Concrete for dirt, sand, rock, and concrete. They can handle any size job from the smallest to the largest. Sykes Concrete pays CDL truck drivers some of the highest wages in Bay County, making $50,000 to $75,000 a year, including holiday and vacation pay, plus health insurance. See Hugh Sykes at Sykes Concrete, 8030 Highway 77 on the right, just north of Southport Elementary School.
When he played football, helmets had not been invented yet. Players played both sides, and quarterbacks weren't afraid of needles. It's the Coach James Hale Show, live from the J. Michael Studio. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Love it, baby. Love that stuff. Been to Auburn game? You enjoy that. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. It's Thursday. That means it's Mosley Day. Coach Witten, one of the top coaches in the state of Florida. Mosley Dolphins. Cannot wait. Huge rival game tonight. It's tonight, not tomorrow night. Tonight. Tommy Oliver.
Tonight.
We got Coach on the phone. Coach, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
We are doing great. I cannot believe another year of high school football. It seemed like it just flew by. And we didn't talk to you this summer. How did summer workouts go? How did the kids get them bigger, stronger? Give us a little rundown how everything went this summer.
Yeah, no, we had a really great summer. I thought we had great attendance, guys showing up every single day. Have really good numbers in our football program right now. Again, we're going to have 3 football teams this year, varsity JV and a freshman team. Got over 140 kids in total in our entire football program. So, again, just really, really good, really proud of that. And was proud of our guys, how they worked and came out in the hot sun and got better every single day. And now football season's here, and it's time to get after it.
All right, but let's get the basic questions in before we get in and ask you some really good stuff. As far as your coaching staff, who'd you lose, who'd you pick up, and who give us some of the names of your coaches?
Yeah, no, I mean, we got, offensively, Sean Maddox is coaching our receivers now. Coach McCrory's still coaching our offensive line. Robert Carter's coaching our running backs. And then on the defense side of the ball, Lyle Messer is our defensive coordinator. Sean Killitz is coaching our secondary. Anthony Keys is helping out the secondary. And then Will McCrory and Chris Golden are coaching our defensive line.
All right, with this transferring in, transferring out, did you lose anybody? Did you pick anybody up, or everything just stay the same?
No, we added a couple of guys, and we lost a couple of guys as well. So I mean, that's just the way the game. That's just part of it now. That's just the way the game is playing, and kind of. I mean, for my 3 years at Mosley, kind of the number of guys that come in, and there's about an equal number of guys that go out. So, there's the deck kind of gets reshuffled every single year. Coach up the guys you got. Guys want to go somewhere else. Wish them the best of luck, but we're going to coach the guys that we got really hard. And like I said, we're excited about the guys that we got coming into this football season.
What I love about Mosley, when you get a player that can play Division I football, not only does it help out Mosley, it helps out all these schools around here. These college coaches come in, they recruit, and the word gets out. They pick up another kid that can play, and it helps get other kids scholarships. And I know you have one committed to Missouri, and I know you've seen a lot of college coaches come through there. You do a good job placing these kids in the next level, too. You do a good job in the classroom. How many guys on this team have opportunity to go play at the next level? Pretty good number? I'm not talking Division I, just the next level of college football.
Yeah, I mean, I think so. I mean, since the previous 2 years, we put at least 5 or 6 guys the ability to go play at the next level. I spent close to about 8 years at the college level, so I got lots of relationships with college coaches that I know on a personal level that we know that when we reach out to those people that our guys are going to get looked at. I think that's something that definitely benefits our program. That myself, I have personal relationships with position coaches, head coaches. I worked with Coach Drinkowitz at Auburn back in 2010 at Missouri, and when Cameron started picking up some steam, I called Eli and I was like, man, y'all got to get down here and look at Cameron. Y'all got to check him out. He's a real player, and obviously, kind of the rest is history from there. But Cameron, Cameron's, an elite player that obviously has worked really hard and going to be excited to watch him play. Another guy that's picking up a lot of steam for us is Raiden Bruins. Had a really good sophomore year. Last year he was, 6'5", 220. This year he's put on 30 pounds this off season. He's up to 6'5", 250 pounds. And he's got a couple of group of 5 offers, and I think hopefully with a good junior year he can make that next leap and get some big time offers. And we got some really good young talented players that just need an opportunity on Friday night to get out there, get some exposure, and excited to see where their high school career takes them over the next couple of years.
Hey, Coach, Jeremy Pridgeon here. How you doing this morning?
I'm doing good.
Good. Moving to the X's and O's, you got to see somebody on the other sideline last week with the trip over to Lincoln, and for me, I don't put a whole lot of stock in the kind of kickoff classic exhibition jamborees, but other than you get to finally hit somebody else. But what were your takeaways, as you made your way back from Tallahassee last week, moving into your practice and prep work for Rutherford this week?
Well, my biggest takeaway, I was really proud. I know the score was 35-0, but I was really proud of the way our defense played. I mean, the game was 14-0 late into the third quarter. When one of those touchdowns was on the twos early in the game, and part of the reason offensively we just couldn't get anything going, and we forced our defense to be just out on the field way too much. Mm-hmm. But I was proud of the way that our guys played defensively. Played really hard. Obviously, with what we did offensively, there were some opportunities, for them to throw in the towel out of frustration of our ineptness on offense, and they just didn't do that. They kept going out there, kept battling, got a 3-and-out on a late sudden change, and was just, was excited and gave me a lot of confidence in those guys moving forward into the fall. And then, offensively, there's no doubt that we definitely struggled. We got some young guys on that side of the ball that was their first time on Friday night. And, they got thrown into the deep end of the swimming pool going against that Lincoln defense. Lincoln's defensively was really fast. They got, multiple D1 guys over there. And, we talked about it afterwards. That Lincoln defense was probably about as good as that Pine Forest defense that we faced 2 years ago in the third round of the playoffs. So, it was definitely a steep learning curve for those guys. That's still no excuse for how we played, but for a lot of our guys, they got to see what high-level football looks like. I think we learned a lot about our football team. Obviously, what we need to work on, what we need to improve on, and so now we got to go out there and improve on those things and try to get better every single week over the course of the season.
And speaking about the season, I took a look at the whole schedule, and you've got a bit of an oddity. You've got 5 Thursday night games during the course of this season, so that gets you into a short week. So what do you do in the short week that's different when you lose that day because you're going to play like even tonight against Rutherford?
Yeah, truth be told, right now it's pretty wild. Short week, heat advisory. We're practicing at any hours of the day. Mm-hmm. We've practiced late at night at 6:30. We've practiced early in the morning at 7 o'clock before school. So, we just, right now there's got to be a lot of flexibility because we're working through a lot of different variables. Obviously, the short week, we're working through the heat. I think our guys have responded to that really well. It's just another thing that we just got to deal with on a weekly basis, and but we still got to have a lot of focus and just be able to adapt and be able to adjust to the environment and still get our work done on a short week.
And just talking about the short week tonight, what do you see? Looking at Rutherford, getting ready for them this evening. What do you think are some keys to the ball game this evening?
First off, just tip my hat to Coach Floyd. Coach Floyd was on our staff last year, and he's over there, the head coach. Coach Floyd's got those guys playing really, really, really hard. They got some good players over there, and Coach Floyd came over there, re-energized that program, and those guys are going to get after it. Those guys are going to play really, really hard, and I expect it to be a good football game tonight.
All right, we got Coach Whitten on the phone with us, the head football coach of Mosley High School. Coach, what about the district? I forgot. Give us a little rundown. The district playoffs. Who are district teams? Who are they?
Niceville, Crestview, Childs, and Leon. So same district we were in last year. So
that's tough, man.
You know, we play in. Yeah, no, definitely, definitely tough district, and you know, really quality opponents, and you got to be ready to bring it every single week. And you know, I expect it to be a challenge just like it was last year.
Now, as far as the playoffs concerned, the district champs go for sure. Mm-hmm. And give us a little rundown again. I know they do it different ways for the smaller schools, the bigger schools, but the runner-up is not automatically get in. It's going to be by the votes or something.
Yeah, the runner-up is determined based off, you know, strength of schedule, strength of your opponent's schedule. So there's a lot of math involved. So, you know, there could be some years where your district's really strong and your district gets 3 teams in, and there could be some years where you might be in a weak district and you only get your district champion in.
Right.
Another thing that's changed, you know, drastically as well is, you know, in the past, if you were the district champion, that guaranteed that you were going to get a home playoff game in that first round, where that's not the case anymore. Where if you're the district champion, all that does now is just secure you a spot in the playoffs, which, truth be told, that's not something that I think I'm definitely not happy about, and I think other coaches would feel the same way about that. I mean, I think being a district champion, that should for sure get you. Yeah, that should mean a little bit more, and that just what it does for your program outside of just hosting a playoff game. Obviously, that's a chance to make a little more money for your program, and you know, things like that I feel like should be definitely taken into account when winning a district championship. But yeah, sadly, that's not the case anymore. We're winning that gets you a home playoff game.
I did not know that. That's crazy. Coach, we got to go. We got to take a break. Thank you so much for coming on. Tell Coach Lee we said hello and good luck tonight. Go ahead.
What do we need to do about going to the game tonight?
Tickets. Talk about the tickets. How do we get them?
Tickets will be sold on GoFan, like always, and I believe there will be one cash box for people that want to walk up. But again, that line can get a little bit long, so if you're trying to get in as quick as possible, you need to download the GoFan app or go to gofan.com and search Mosley High School and buy your tickets online.
All right, tell Coach Lee I said hello. Thank you, Coach. Appreciate it. Tonight,
yes, sir.
Mosley versus Rutherford. Tommy Oliver, get out there and watch some great high school football. He does a really fine job over there at Mosley High School. You know, this year, everybody's talking about it's going to be either Bay, it's going to be Mosley. I'll tell you what, Bozeman's going to be pretty good to have a good little program this year, too. But can't wait till high school football officially starts tonight. I can't believe it's already here again. I love it, man. Let's talk about some great things. All right, all you Mosley fans out there, what you need to do, we want to see those colors. You get down to Beef O'Brady's in Lynn Haven before the game tonight. Get there early. Have your Mosley stuff on. Have a pep rally there. Have a great time down there. Pat's going to have some wonderful food for you. Get out to Beef O'Brady's before the kickoff, and then get on over to Tommy Oliver and watch a great football game. Beef O'Brady's, Lynn Haven. Dr. Chad Mitchell, 24 years on Bay County sidelines, taking care of these great athletes here in Bay County. He'll take care of you anytime, any place, anywhere. Just give him a call. You got to go to him, though. He can't come to you. That is Dr. Chad Mitchell. Rudy's Barbecue on Bat Beach Road. What's your favorite, Jeremy? What is your favorite?
I'm going to go with that turkey with the dry brisket a close second.
Man, Dennis Bush, that big old potato they get and they put all this stuff in it? I saw him put that away and a sandwich. I'm like, something's wrong.
I could not do that.
I couldn't walk. Get down to Rudy's Barbecue on Bat Beach Road. You'll absolutely love it. You can have your pregame meal there, Arnold Marlins. Anybody can have pregame meal. They got it set up for it nice. Rudy's Barbecue on Bat Beach Road, the best barbecue you'll get anywhere. El Rodeo Tequila Bar and Grill, the best and newest Mexican restaurant in Bay County, right across the street from the Navy base. They got happy hours, 3 to 7. It's unbelievable. Buy one, get one free. Lunch special. Tell David we sent you. El Rodeo Tequila Bar and Grill. We'll be right back. Jeremy Prison, Smitty, 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida has the real local fishing report. Hi, this is Tim from Bay Breeze Bait and Tackle. Join me every Friday at 4:20 during the afternoon Underdogs. It's accurate, detailed content from local anglers, plus fishing updates on Saturday and Sunday morning right when you hit the water. Advice and stories from local anglers. Tune into the Bay Breeze Bait and Tackle Fishing Report, exclusively on ESPN Northwest Florida.
There are 3 great Barefoot locations: Barefoot on the Bay, Barefoot on the Beach, and Barefoot Hideaway Grill. Whichever location you visit, you'll find amazing food and a comfortable atmosphere, and the views are spectacular. Barefoot Hideaway is tucked in between the Radisson and Ramada on Front Beach Road at Hills Road. Barefoot on the Bay is in St. Andrews behind Shrimp Boat. And Barefoot on the Beach is next to the Bikini Beach Resort on Front Beach Road. Watch your favorite football teams and eat where the locals go. Barefoot. Eat, drink, and unwind.
PCB Hobby, the beach's premier hobby store for sports cards, comics, coins, and trading card games. PCB Hobby carries the largest selection of boxes and packs from the latest releases of brands like Topps, Panini, Leaf, and more. Looking for a specific player or team? PCB Hobby has a wide assortment of raw and graded cards. They carry parallel rookie, game used, and autographed cards in both modern and vintage. Have a collection you want to sell? We buy, sell, and trade. PCB Hobby on Back Beach Road, just east of Florida Linen. Call 850-320-8388.
Game days are always better at Dave & Buster's. That's because more TV inches, more food and drinks, more space, and more fun make the game we all know and love more special. Nothing beats seeing your favorite team take the field on the 2 12-foot big screens or 26 75-inch TVs. Throw in the arcade experience and you've got a winning atmosphere that no other sports bar can deliver. Follow the fun at Dave & Buster's, Panama City Beach on Facebook and Instagram. Eat, drink, play, and watch sports at Dave & Buster's.
ESPN Northwest Florida. The tradition continues.
Lots of force on this one. Hello, Chop House. A 2-run homer.
Now back to the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michaels studio.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Love it, baby. What group is that? I already know. I love that's my favorite group, the Eagles. Don't you love the Eagles?
Yeah.
I mean, the Eagles are unbelievable. Hey, listen to this, Jeremy, before we get going. This is where heroes live forever. Pat Dye, Bo Jackson, Pat Sullivan, Coach Jordan. I mean, that's true.
They're solid.
That's heroes. And let's look at the other side. Paul Bear Bryant, Joe Namath, Bart Starr, and Nick Saban. I'd probably put Stabler in there also. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but anyway, the word legends and stars live forever. All right, we got a phone call. I love this young man. This is one of the finest young men I know of today. He is a true American. He is a military hero. You ever watch that movie Patton? There's going to be a movie about him. It's going to be called Michigan Eddie. Good morning, sir. How are you doing?
Goldwich right here. I'm just an average people's caller, Coach.
No, you are the best.
Real.
Hey, son, there's nothing average about you. You're special. You're special. You hear me?
Special in what kind of way? Special ed? No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, I got that joke all the time growing up, too.
You're nothing but a winner.
Yeah. Got that a lot in junior high and grade school. You know what I'm saying? That joke.
Hey,
anyway.
You okay? Everything go good with the doctor?
Well, I just got a CAT scan, and I get the results today, tomorrow, whatever. No news is good news, right? So we'll see. I went to a good doctor. Yeah. My neuro referred me to the best. I go, I only trust you, Dr. El-Zawari. That's it. So tell me who to go to, and he told me to go to Dr. Patel, and that's who I went to. And everything will be okay. It's all in Lord's hands anyway, bro. That's why I didn't get the jab. You know, Lord's the vaccine. You know, praise the Lord. Anyway. Hey, hello, preacher. I know you're in there, and is Mr. Stanema in there?
He is out. He's out. So we're a little short-handed here.
He's out killing and fishing, doing something.
We're doing the best we can. I hope you're doing well. I was curious. How are you coping with this 3-game suspension for Harbaugh?
Don't care. Really don't care.
I
mean, East Carolina, UNLV, Max Cool.
Yeah,
I think we'll be all right.
I'm pretty sure they're letting the quarterback call most of the plays for those first 3 games.
Well, you know what? When I was coaching Eddie, I stepped in to be the OC for his little league team because didn't have coaches because of the virus and all that, and I'm a soccer and swimmer, and I just drew up plays like you would back in the backyard in the sand and the dirt. I said, Eddie, you know football better than me. Here's the plays. Call it, man. Read the defense, call it. And that's what he did. So you never know. J.J. McCarthy might do that.
Yeah.
You know, I think more coaches these days are giving the quarterback coaches the audible. Like, look at Lamar Jackson. It was the Ravens and all that, you know. So, you know, the quarterback is on the field and knows more what's going on in the game than the coaches do, to be honest. You know what I mean?
That's right.
So you got to give him the liberty to do so. So it'll be good. It'll be good.
I don't see any issues. It just was curious that those non-conference games. Just sit those out.
Hey, Michigan Eddie.
Hold on, I'm talking, Coach. You know what I'm sick of? I'm sick of this wishy-washy NCAA. He's suspended. He's not suspended now. Now it's a self-imposed ban. Michigan, NCAA, get your crap together, man. Both you guys.
NCAA is pretty wishy-washy.
It's a joke.
Can I finish now? Can I talk? Hey, isn't it neat today? High school football starts. Mosley, Rutherford, and all those wonderful Mosley fans. Beef O'Brady's before the game. They're going to have a blast over there. Head out to Tommy Oliver and get ready to watch a great high school game. I'm so excited about high school football back. Are you?
You know, you read my mind, Coach. You read my mind. We're like apples and apples.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
I was gonna say the same thing until you interrupted me. I'm like, high school football is back. Alexa's wearing her green for Mosley. You know, it's opening night against Rutherford tonight at Tommy Oliver, and she's all stoked up. It's her senior year. She's stoked. But I'll tell you now, I got some intel last night on Rutherford. Mosley better not sleep on Rutherford. I heard they look very, very. I know you said jamborees don't mean nothing, but you could tell a lot from jamboree, win or lose. And I heard Rutherford look very, very strong in their scrimmage, in their jamboree last week.
Okay.
So don't sleep on.
Coach Floyd knows what he's doing now. Coach Floyd can coach. He's going to have him ready.
Hey, Michigan Eddie.
I know.
Yeah, talking about high school football here in Florida, but I pulled up.
Preacher.
Well, in Michigan, they are dealing with the same heat issues. If you pull up M Live and read about what's going on there, they in Michigan got heat indices over 100 and talking about moving games to 8 o'clock to try to accommodate the conditions. That's pretty unusual that far north to deal with some of the things we're talking about here, thinking we're the only ones. So. That's tough on these kids.
It was that balloon that flew across the country. I'm telling you now, China screwed us, man.
Okay, I'll tell you right now. In the summer around this time, so I played soccer and football in the same season. It gets hot up in Michigan. It gets to 100 degrees in June, July, and August, just like down here. And we got humidity because I grew up right on Lake St. Clair, just north of Detroit. So actually what we're experiencing down here, they're experiencing up there, and the humidity is worse up there, believe it or not. And you got fish flies, you got the mosquitoes and all that. I mean, I remember doing overlaps, 20, 30 overlaps around a soccer field, and people are passing out, dropping out and all that. So, but usually in Michigan, they start, Thursday night games, and you also have Saturday day games. Like when I was going to high school, sometimes you'd have a lot of Saturday games at like 1 o'clock or so.
Wow.
So it all, but yeah, my high school starting, I think, tomorrow they're playing.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to that. I would keep up with my alma mater, and they're a lot better than they were than when I was there. I think they won one game the whole 4 years I was there, and that was on a forfeit because the school he was an ineligible player. But they were terrible. That's why I played soccer. I wanted to be on a winning team.
I'm gonna have to give some props to these Michigan kids because here they are right now in August dealing with 100 degrees, and in 12 weeks they could be out there in 10 degrees. Yeah.
Well, I'm just listening to Michigan. I think he's like telling people down south we're just not as tough as there. He said it was tougher up there. It was hotter up there. It was more humid up there. They had mosquitoes up there. I think what he's saying that people from Michigan are a lot tougher than people down south. I think that's what I'm hearing.
I did not say that, Coach. You're twisting the narrative.
No, I think that's what you said. I heard what you. I can have it read back what you said.
Fox News. Coach Hale, Fox News, man.
I think we can hang in the heat, but when it turns 10 degrees.
Y'all are tougher than us. I will say that. If it gets cold, if it's hot, we can handle y'all. If it's cold, that's a different story.
Well, I remember playing soccer. It was snowing and all that, and I had shorts on and all that. But I love that. I love playing in the rain and the snow and all that. I live for that.
Well, you think about it.
Tackling, getting dirty. We're not wimps, man.
Well, it does make a difference. Florida and Notre Dame have signed that home and home in a few years. And the early game, when Notre Dame comes to Gainesville, they're going to play in September. But Notre Dame, said we're going to play them in November. So because of the weather. I mean, USC, Notre Dame, they play.
Didn't Alabama have a home and home with them too?
Yeah, but it didn't affect that. But so
Saban's too smart for that.
And you think about these college football playoff games. I mean, on site, could you imagine? Florida traveling to the big house December first round.
Yeah,
those are realities
NFL,
now.
Baby. Here it's like
go.
the NFL.
Yeah. Here we go.
Hey, did you watch Netflix, Michigan Eddie?
No,
the Swamp Kings.
When do I have time, man?
You make time for Swamp
football
Kings.
Practice, bro.
There's 24 hours in a day. You can stay up late and watch it. It was good. You need to watch it. It will pump you up for college football. If you hate the Gators or love them, it still will pump you up for college football.
When you said Swamp Kings yesterday, I thought you were talking about, I thought it had something to do with Gators and swamp people and stuff like that. I had no idea it was about the Gators, right? It's about the Gators? Florida Gators?
Florida Gators, yes.
Yeah. So my bad.
That's okay.
My bad on that. I thought you were talking about swamp people and Troy Landry.
Well, we had them on the show. They were on a show one time. They're good people, really good people.
You need to get on your show is Coach Max and Bob out of Nashville. They were on Ryan's show yesterday talking about quarterback coaching and all that. You need to get back on your show too.
All right. Thanks for coming on. We appreciate it. We got to take a break. Thank you for calling, sir.
Hey,
I'm tied up. Our show's pretty tied up for a while.
Well, I know. I'm just saying when you have a slow day.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks for calling. We got to take a break. You hang on if you want. I don't care. Hey, you know what that yard to look absolutely gorgeous? Turf Pro Pest Control is unbelievable. They do an incredible job. They got a big team. They do great work. Pro Pest Control, Turf Pro Pest Control will have that yard looking absolutely gorgeous. And if you love pizza, do what Michigan Eddie does. He's an Italian that loves great food, great atmosphere. Paparazzi Gourmet Deli on Thomas Drive. You get the best pizza. The deli is unbelievable, but the bakery, oh my goodness, you won't get better food than there. I love the pizzas. All right.
Love the boar's head meats.
Oh, my God. You've been there. You know what it's all about, brother. And that Cajun, I tell you what, Jeremy, you got to go with us. You've got to go. When you're not on the road, we got to get in there. We're going to get there at 10 o'clock. We're going to watch game day. We're going to watch Lee put the hat on. We're going to have our favorite table, watch our favorite TV, and we get 50-cent wings, $5 pitchers, all day long when a college game's been played, and we got to have our Alabama stuff on. That Cajun place is out of the world. You got to go try it. You'll absolutely love it. Cannot wait. And it starts this weekend. We'll be right back. You listen to ESPN 104.3, ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida. It's the Coach James Hale Show.
He's famous. When Charlie Pell was there.
Yeah, Martha Club.
Yeah, that's who it was. The good-looking guy.
You lost me a good-looking guy. And I said, that makes sense. That makes sense. They think they can make it, but and he threw up all over the field.
Weekday morning, 7 to 9. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with your weather forecast on this Thursday. Mostly sunny this afternoon and evening with a gentle breeze out of the south at 11 miles per hour and temps near 94. We will have clear skies and a wind speed of 2 miles per hour tonight and be quite warm at 80. And sunny tomorrow and a high 94 with a light breeze. Sunshine Saturday with a temp of 96. This forecast is brought to you by Ellis Agency Insurance. Thank you for listening to ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Take your next adventure in an award-winning Kia from Bill Bird Kia. The SUV family has movement that inspires, and we invite you to test drive the new 2023 Kia Soul, Seltos, Sportage, Sorento, or Telluride. You can command the road in a sedan from Bill Bird Kia. Drive away today in a new 2023 Rio, Forte, K5, or Stinger, and discover the all-new Kia at Bill Bird Kia. 2435 East 15th Street, Panama City, or anytime at BillBirdKia.com. Peace of mind you can trust at your local community dealer, Bill Bird Kia.
Bay Breeze Bait and Tackle, this is Tim.
Do y'all sell bait?
Yes, we seasonally stock live shrimp, live bull minnows, live sand fleas, live fiddler crabs, earthworms, night crawlers, crickets. We also stock frozen shrimp, sand fleas, mullets, squid, pre-rigged ballyhoo, bonita, stingray, cigar minnows, Boston mackerel, Spanish mackerel, and a few other miscellaneous baits. It's worth the drive to buy premium locally sourced bait from Bay Breeze Bait and Tackle, located directly off Highway 98 on the west end of Panama City Beach.
The Coach James Hale Show is live and local from the J. Michaels Studio.
Boss, I got good news and bad news. Well, what's the bad news? Your hat's on fire.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. It's Mosley Day. Huge football game. Rutherford, Mosley, Tommy Oliver. Get out there and watch it. Get there early. It'll be a good crowd tonight. That stadium's absolutely beautiful. And we got our new superintendent, our special guest, coming on tomorrow. Looking forward to that. You were at the school board meeting last one?
I was. I had the opportunity to give the opening prayer for their meeting, and a lot of excitement about the start of school year and kind of those initial reports as kids are heading back to class and teachers are getting in the routines.
Yeah.
And so, there's always a buzz. And
I'm pumped up about the new superintendent, McQueen. I think he's going to do a great job.
Yeah.
Really
So he said he had been to every school. I think he said maybe 8 left to go. I mean, so he's hit the ground running, making the rounds, seeing everyone. So
tell you what, that's a tough one, but he'll do a great job. I love it that he's a military guy. He's got that military background. All right, listen, I'm going to talk about this real quick. And Jeremy, I'm going to turn you loose. Appreciate Jeremy. I appreciate Michigan Eddie calling. Appreciate all the phone calls. Anytime you guys want to call in and talk, feel free to do so, 215-6290. But we have got to support these high school kids. We've got to go to the football games, the volleyball games. These kids playing sports, they are something special, man. This day and time, kids don't want to do anything. Let's look at the heat those kids have worked through this summer. I'm not just a football team. Baseball players out there working all summer, swim team. Everybody's out there working. The coaches work extremely hard. We need to go support them. This is the last line of really discipline they get. And if I'm ever own a big business, and if a guy comes to me and he's played on a sports team and he's just as good as the guy that didn't play on a sports team, I'm picking the guy that plays sports. The discipline that they get from playing some sports. These great coaches that spend all this time. Yeah, the mental toughness, physical toughness. I'm telling you, get out and support them. Big game tonight, Rutherford, Mosley. And then tomorrow night, you got another huge one, Arnold Bay. They get bigger than that. So we got some really good football games starting out the season.
Right here in the county.
In a beautiful stadium.
Great place, great venue.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
All right, Jerry, what else? We'll talk about this. What's going on?
We've been focusing a lot on the high school because of the start of the season. And, FHSAA does reclassification every 2 years. So we're in year 2 of this cycle. And they made some sweeping changes that we're all trying to kind of stay ahead of. If you recall, it was a pretty controversial proposal to go from the old Class 1A, 2A, 3A, 4A system. And instead now you have just kind of recap everybody as we start the year. You've got 9 classifications in the state of Florida, and they are classified 1 through 4M, and then 1 through 4S, and then an R. Now, what that means is the M is metro, and those metro counties include Broward, Dade, Duval, Jacksonville area, Hillsborough, Orange, Pinellas, and Seminole. And so those high schools are just going to play each other.
Right.
And a state champion will be crowned in those 4 classifications, basically among Jacksonville, Tampa, Orlando, and Miami. Then you have the S classification, which is where all of our schools, in the county will fall here, save Bozeman, and that's the suburban classification. So these smaller areas like Pensacola, Panama City, Gainesville, Tallahassee are classified in this suburban, and they're grouped 1 through 4 based on the number of students they have. And then outside of Bay County, which is the rest of Northwest Florida, you're going to have the rural classification. So we're going to crown 9 state champions at the end of the year, 4 from metro areas, 4 from the suburban areas across the state, and then the rural champion.
It's kind of like everybody gets a trophy, and you truly don't know who the really state championship team is. I'm from Alabama, where it didn't matter. We're gonna find out who the best was.
Well, and the metro schools and the suburban schools can play each other, during the season. But as we have with Coach Whidden, you're going to get a district champion in the metro and the suburban, so they're in. And then they're going to take the top 4 on the power rankings. But he made a very good point. You can be a district champion and have to go on the road
I don't
round
like
1.
That's wrong.
You got to reward a team for winning their district. They cannot help who is in their district. If they win, they are the champion. They get to host somebody who didn't win their district. So I hope they fix that in the next cycle. The 1M and 1S. They have 6 groups, so they only get 2 at large. The others get the 4 at large. So 8 teams kind of qualify out of each region. But then in the rural, they just build their own schedules. So we're going to see a lot of that because we're going to do our first round of pick'ems here toward the end of the show, and we've got a lot of high school games to go through. But you're going to see, some out-of-state teams. You're going to see some matchups where there's a tremendous amount of travel because even the rural schools just go and build their own, and they're going to take the top 6 in their rankings and then play it out.
In the old days, they had so many classifications, and they would go, 1 through 200 is 1A. I'm just making this up. 200 through 600 is 2A, and you're going to have your districts, and the champion's going to go play the playoffs, and we're going to have a true state champion. I like it that way better. I know it's not fair because one school is going to be bigger in the district, and you have a small school district, but I've seen small schools be really good in football. I've seen Pensacola, Woodham back in the day go into Lakeland and beat them, and I've also seen them go in there and lose to Lakeland, which is one of the powerhouse schools throughout the history of college high school football. I don't know. I see it both. I see their argument wanting to have the rule and all this kind of different stuff, but the bottom line is you're not really getting a true champion. They're really the best of the best.
Well, and you've seen it, and I've seen it in officiating volleyball and baseball, where sometimes the top 2 teams are sitting in the same district, and they've knocked each other out.
Same thing with football.
Yeah, and you know that somebody was going home that was very worthy of getting to play on.
Back in the 90s, you had Southeast, which beat Bay in 93 for the state championship. You had to get through them to get to the state championship game. We didn't get there. And you had Manatee and Riverview. They all 3 were in the same county. All 3 of them had won state championship. I think at one time they were all 3 in the same district. And honestly, they were probably 3 of the best teams in the whole state.
In the whole state. Yeah.
It's just unbelievable. It just happens that way.
That's right. And sometimes the talent kind of gets loaded in one area. And this is football only. All the other districts and those things remain for the other sports. But there was an effort from the FHSA to try to create some balance between these very, very large areas we have in the state and the smaller areas. And do they have it right? I don't think so, particularly around the district champions having to travel potentially.
Yeah, I don't like
that one. But it'll be very interesting to see what they decide to do at the end of this year, because it will be a reclassification year next year. So do they scrap this? Do they go straight to power? That's...
who's ever in charge down there? We need to go to the state of Georgia. How do you do it? How do we do it in the state of Alabama? How do we do it in Mississippi? Let's be a southern state. Let's do what southern schools do. Let's find the true champions.
Right. I'm glad that you have the district championship, because that means something. Not everybody can win the state championship.
Right.
But, you look at the rural.
That's a big deal.
That's a big deal.
Be a big deal.
The rural school, you hope to be a playoff qualifier. However, as well as I do, in these smaller towns, Bluntstown's not playing for Bluntstown High School. Bluntstown's playing for the city of Bluntstown.
Right.
When they strap it on against Sneads or Chipley or whoever, there's bragging rights because these communities are tight. And so, being a district champion among your peers there really kind of carries some weight in these smaller towns. And you mentioned something at the start of this segment here. This is really the last pure sport we have left. We're going to shift to college stuff in the top of the hour where we're talking about NIL. We're going to be talking about conference realignment. I mean, these are our homegrown kids that are right here in our community, and they're playing for the love of sport, and many of them will never play beyond high school athletics. This is the most organized athletic venture they're going to have their entire life.
Yep. Yeah. I got tickled. I look in there and I see Smitty with a brush cleaning.
He is hard at work.
He's cleaning the phones. He's cleaning the phones. I love it, man.
Look, if I don't do this stuff, nobody will.
I got some. Jeremy's got a great segment going. I look at it, I start laughing at you. You distracted me. You're such a good man. You're such a fine.
We'll get him some paint.
Hey, in the Kentucky, they do it right. They find out who the best teams are.
That's right.
I mean, I know. Okay, they got more population. I've had to play those teams down in Miami. They do. There was one team down there. I can't remember what it was. Miami South is, whatever it was. I think every player got a scholarship.
Yeah.
And they do things a little bit different. I don't know if they check things quite as closely as they check things here.
One of my favorite stories, and, little town in Jackson County right on the Alabama line, Malone, has been a basketball dynasty forever. I mean, these kids, as soon as they're born, they put a basketball in their hands. And some years back, I think it was the mid-late 90s, Malone, in 1 year, played Miami Senior High School at Chipola Junior College at that time, and Malone defeated Miami Senior in basketball. Now, you compare Malone's, doesn't have as many people in the town as Miami Senior has in the high school. And these five for Malone won. They went on to win the state championship, and the young man on the Malone team, they asked him, about the accomplishment. He said, well, we should be the Florida state champion. He said, we beat the 6A, we beat the 5A, we beat the 4A, we beat the 2A, we are the 1A, and the only reason we didn't beat the 3A is they didn't play us.
What was the movie? The Hoosiers?
Yeah, the same type of thing there.
You can only put 5 people on the field at one time, or the basketball court at one time. Yeah. But no, I don't know. In Alabama, don't they have a private school playoff and a public
Well, they have a multiplier that pushes them up, and if you have success, they will even push you another class up. Yeah. So you can have a rather small private school that ends up playing in 6 or 7A.
All the politicians have the power. Their kids go to private schools. Especially in the bigger city like you're talking about.
Yeah, this rural division came along because of that same dynamic. So.
All right, we get back. Jeremy's got an Alabama Crimson Tide update. We'll talk a little bit about Auburn. And, man, ACC, we're going to have 3 new teams join. I guarantee it's going to happen. We'll talk about that sometime today also. But right now, let's talk about some of our fine folks. Appreciate every single one of them. Max Fit Sports Nutrition. Do you want to have a quality life? You want to feel better, look better? Jason Kovaleski can help you all every way there is to be helped. You want to lose weight? Go see Jason Kovaleski. Max Fit Sports Nutrition on 23rd Street, also at Pier Park. Does an incredible job. 1 in 5 develop skin cancer. It can be deadly. It can be devastating. That's the reason you got to see Dr. Ward. He just opened up another office. He's opened up a new hospital up on 231. I'm trying to apply for a doctor's job up there. Anyway, get out there and go see Dr. Ward. Make an appointment. 5 minutes can save your life. And newbies. I love John and Charlotte. Saw John yesterday, matter of fact. Get out, newbies. Have a great time. We'll be right back. You listen to ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
The tradition continues.
That ball is going to be out of here. The Atlanta Braves play here.
Bombs away.
The Atlanta Braves are back and making statements.
Head first slide to RBI triple.
Listen to Atlanta Braves baseball in a rich audio experience live on ESPN Northwest Florida.
Here comes the thunder.
Sponsored by Best Way Portable Buildings, Dave & Buster's, PCB Hobby, and Gulf Coast Aquarium.
Good morning. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with your weather forecast on this Thursday. Mostly sunny this afternoon and evening with a gentle breeze out of the south at 11 miles per hour and temps near 94. We will have clear skies and a wind speed of 2 miles per hour tonight and be quite warm at 80. And sunny tomorrow and a high 94 with a light breeze. Sunshine Saturday with a temp of 96. This forecast is brought to you by Ellis Agency Insurance. Thank you for listening to ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Hi, folks. It's Tracy with Tracy's Fine Jewelry and Coin and Bullion Reserves. Did you know that we do more than just sell some of the finest jewelry in town? We can engrave on your wedding band, locket, Yeti cup, or almost anything. Need your watch battery changed? We can do that too. Our expert will even evaluate your coin collection. And of course, we always pay top dollar for your old gold and silver jewelry. See, there's a lot more to Tracy's Fine Jewelry than a lot of pretty sparkly things. Come and see us today at Tracy's Fine Jewelry.
Come at me, bro. WGSX Lynn Haven, WVL2 Port St. Joe, ESPN Northwest Florida.
It's football season. There is no better place to catch the action than Barefoot. The food, the atmosphere, and your favorite teams are at Barefoot's 3 locations. Barefoot on the Bay, St. Andrews, Barefoot Hideaway, Front Beach, and Barefoot on the Beach on Front Beach. Great food, comfortable atmosphere, amazing views, and plenty of exciting football. Sunday ticket at Barefoot Hideaway. Plus, get your free logoed Barefoot cup with the purchase of a frozen drink during every game, along with drink specials and tasty football fun zone appetizers. Barefoot. Eat, drink, and unwind.
Put down your natural light. It's time for the Alabama Update. The Alabama Update, weekday mornings at 8. On the Coach James Hale Show at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Let it play, baby. Let it play. Roll, Tide, roll. This is your Bear Bryant Show. Brought to you by Golden Flakes.
Going back a few years on that one.
Charlie, that was a good play there, Charlie. That was unbelievable. Did you ever get to watch that show?
I've watched some of those old tapes. Bingo, that's a goodie.
Bingo, Charlie, that's a good man. I love that man. That was my hero growing up. Paul Bear Bryant, the legendary. I don't know. I don't think there's any coach ever been more loved than him.
I mean, just like I said, legendary.
I do believe he's the most famous college football coach. I really do.
Has to be.
Yeah.
I mean, you think back to some of those scenes from his funeral there, the outpouring of just, grief and emotion from not just the Alabama fans, but the whole nation.
Yeah. He was a man. Yeah. Matter of fact, I'm getting ready to cry now. Alabama Update is brought to you by Stevenson Air Conditioning. You're talking about another legend, that guy that's incredible. That's Jason. Stevenson Air Conditioning does an unbelievable job. Wonderful people. Locals, taking care of locals throughout Northwest Florida. If you've got any kind of problems, you call them anytime, day or night. They do a fantastic job. All right, Jeremy, what do you got for us today on the mighty Crimson Tide of Alabama?
Well, I was going to start with one piece, but then you mentioned you mentioned Coach Bryant there.
Did you see what the sports writer from Hattiesburg, Mississippi, the story he said on Coach Bryant?
No, I know.
You want to hear it?
Yeah, you go ahead. You go ahead. Yeah, you keep going there.
All right, this guy, Ace Cleveland. His son started out, I think it was 1971. It was his first job, and he just saved up, bought a car, Ford Pinto. He had a car, and they sent him over on a Tuesday to interview Coach Paul Bear Bryant. Well, actually, it was for their press conference, and they were playing Southern Mississippi that week, so he was covering for the Hattiesburg American. So he gets in the car, and he drives. He's got to make that, an hour and a half, 2 hours, whatever it is, drive over there. Well, all of a sudden, the car, he got a flat tire. And he said, oh, my God, it was hot and miserable, second game of the season. So I get out, and I changed the tire, got grease on me, got dirt on me. I couldn't get it on. It was a nightmare. I'm late. I miss it. It's over. I'm going to get fired before I even get started. Mm-hmm. So he sees Charlie Thornton. I think it was Charlie Thornton, the sports – was that the sports guy then?
Yep.
Okay, saw him, and his daddy knew him, and he goes, hey, I'm going to get fired if I don't see Coach Bryant or you or somebody. I've got to get an interview. I got to get stuff on this Alabama USM game. I'm going to lose my job. He said he knew who he was because he knew his father. His father was an associate AD or something in Southern Mississippi. So he said, wait a minute. So he goes back in the office, and he comes back about 10 minutes later and he said, son, Coach Bryant's going to see you. You got about 10 minutes with him. He's really busy, but he's going to see you. He said, oh, my God, thank you. He's going, oh, my God, I'm a kid. Just started a job. And they had this huge press conference. Everybody's in there. As I miss it, and it's just me and Paul Bear Bryant in his office. He goes, I walk in, and he said, his desk looked as big as the end zone. He said, it looked huge. And I look up, and it's Coach Bryant He's got his feet propped up on the desk. He's leaned back and he's eating lunch. He's eating ribs. He goes, I sit down. I said, boy, he says, sit down, boy. He said, how you doing? And shook his hand and he says, how's your daddy doing? Is your mama still beautiful? So that he knew the kid. He knew the family. He knew the family. And he goes, yes, sir, yes, sir. And he goes, well, what can I do for you? And he just went blank. Froze. He didn't really answer my question. And Coach Bryant looked and kind of smiled and says, hell, boy, just so he pushed the box over there and said, have a rib. He said, Coach, I could grease all of you up dirty. And Coach Bryant looked and said, yeah, you are. Wow. And so they talked and they had this interview and Coach Bryant, he said, Coach Bryant made it sound like Southern Mississippi was better than Southern Cal that they just beat the week before. He said Alabama had just gone to the wishbone. They had beat the number one team in the country the week before, and they had Southern Miss going on. He said, well, they talk and get a great interview with Coach Bryant. And Coach goes, well, you got to rush back. He says, I got a little bit of time. I says, well, come on. We will go out to practice. Come with me. He said, I got to get on the golf court with him. We drive out to practice. And he says, all those reporters were at the meeting. We're down there on the sideline. Coach Bryant offers me to come up in his tower, which nobody I heard gets to do that. So I'm up in this tower, Coach Bryant, and I look down, and all these old reporters and stuff are looking at me like, who is this young punk? And finally he goes, Coach, I got to get back to Hattiesburg and get this story written. He said, I appreciate it so much. He said, son, wait a minute. He wrote this in here. I want you to go see this guy. He's right down there. He said, go see him. Tell him I sent you. Get that tire fixed right way. He says, yes, sir. They told him during conversation that his spares are all messed up and all this. Anyway, he goes down to this place. The guy looks and says, Coach Bryant sent you? Yes, sir. He says, get him in here now. They get him in there. He said, whoever did sold you this thing, this is bad. This is not good. Gave him a brand new tire. And he goes, what I owe you? He goes, you don't owe me anything. Coach Bryant sent you down here. That's good enough for me. Wow. So he said the power of Paul Bear Bryant. There you go. He said to me, and he was telling a story to a group in Mississippi, a big, huge group. He said to me, I don't care what they say about the GOAT or anything. To me, the GOAT's Paul Bear Bryant, my favorite coach of the history of college football, history of football, period, is Paul Bear Bryant.
Well, and those stories, dot the lore around him going far beyond the
He knew how to treat people. Yeah. I mean, he really knew how to treat people.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great story there. Yeah. Now, when you mentioned him at the start of the segment there, I don't know if you saw this or not. Most of Bryant's biggest games were not at Bryant-Denny Stadium.
Birmingham.
They were at Legion Field in Birmingham. Of course, that's where the monument is as well. Well, just this week, I saw a story that said the old gray lady, Legion Field, was built atop a cemetery. Did you know this?
No, I did not know that.
I didn't know this either. That when it opened in 1927, Legion Field was built on top of 322 graves. You've been talking about your legends all morning here.
I did not know that.
I didn't either.
Is that legal? Well, in Birmingham, we do it once.
So according
Jeremy, wait a minute. Let's take this call, then we got to finish the story. Go ahead. Good morning.
Good morning, Coach.
Hey, buddy.
Man, listen, can y'all please stop talking about Alabama and the Bear Bryant? This ain't 1970.
And the Vince Dooley's wife, I would listen. I was at a function at Ben Hill Griffin's golf course, a country club down Polk County at Lake Wells when I was coaching there. The guest speaker was Vince Dooley, myself, and we were all up top with Ben. This is the guy that's the stadium's named after, okay? And we're all sitting up there, and we all get up and talk. And Mrs. Dooley was there, and so was my wife. Well, Dooley gets up and tells a great story. But one time they told a story about Coach Bryant, that his wife got on to him at an SEC meeting one time. They all get together and says, I can't believe you did it. He goes, wait a minute. He goes, you need to remember something. If it wasn't for me, they wouldn't know who the hell your husband is because he had beat him. Because Vince Dooley beat Bear Bryant with that trick play.
Smoking that good stuff this morning, talking all that.
What do you got for us? You can't even keep your running backs healthy.
I'm out here in St. Joe doing a little fishing, and we've been scalping all week, but first time I heard you all week this morning say go Dogs.
Right. Hey, listen, you better be listening every day. Hey, what's going to happen? Your running back got hurt. Robinson tore his knee up. No, he didn't get hit. No, a non-contact, tore his knee up, out for the year. You guys pretty deep at running back?
Well, we are all right. Andrew Paul was hurt year before, and Kirby said he's looking pretty good.
Okay, I just want to know, make sure you knew that.
Kendall Milton's still there.
So you're gonna be okay?
We'll be all right. We lost running back last year, so.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
All right, just load him up with another 4 or 5
from Alabama, please. Can we move on to
No. We're going to dedicate the rest of the show to University of Alabama.
How's the scallops?
when Scalp's been all right. The water's pretty bad. Biz is bad. Tide's been bad. It's just not been a good year. We've been getting our limits, but.
Where are you at right now? Where I didn't.
I'm on my boat in St. Joe Bay trying to catch some trout and spread fish.
If you see Tommy Santamont down there, make sure he's okay.
Well, we had all kinds of bites going in. The Alabama update came on, and the fish just died. Don't even want to eat none of this crap.
Oh my God, that was so mean to me.
Just killed
Unbelievable, man. All right, man.
Get a hold of David on my draft, on my fantasy draft. I had to call him this evening.
I'm gonna win that. I'm gonna win the whole thing. Just wait and see.
The name of my team, Dog Nation.
All right. Well, listen, we're going to let you go when Jeremy can finish up more on your Alabama Crimson Tide. So you keep listening now. All right, but thanks for the call. Go ahead. I did not know that.
Yeah, that's a fascinating story there. So, and it's confirmed.
Where was it built?
1927 was when it was built. And
did they move the graves? And I'm sure they did.
They moved the headstones, but they did not remove any of the bodies.
Wow.
Yeah. So this was AL.com article, and strange places that have been built on top of cemeteries, and there was Legion Field right there on the top.
That's crazy.
So anyway, back to football here. So we're a few days away from Middle Tennessee State coming to visit Alabama at Bryant-Denny Stadium, 6:30 kick. Great news if you watch the Alabama broadcast team, and I know a lot of people who will turn on the television, mute somebody, and then turn on the radio broadcast. So Eli Gold is going to be back for home games this season. Chris Stewart's going to handle all the road duty.
I love Chris.
And Tyler Watts is going to be alongside for commentary. Christian Miller's working the sidelines, but after
Tyler Watts is going to be doing it?
Yeah. So that's the broadcast team has been announced, but Eli will be back for home games this season. So they're going to split the duties.
The number one high school show in the country is 3344. Jamie does. You know who she did it with one year?
Chris
Stewart and Tyler Watson. Tyler was there. I met him there. I forgot what his function was. I think maybe they were one of the sponsors of his company or something.
I was paired with him in a golf
He's a
thing.
big boy now.
He's huge. Yeah. We played a little celebrity type thing up in Prattville years ago and got to ride in the cart with him all day. So
Chris Stewart's a great guy.
Yeah.
We spent some time with him too at the in Hoover for the baseball stuff. I really like him.
Yeah.
He's smart. I try to get him to say some stuff about Saban. He knows I got to be really careful.
Don't say right.
Right. It's already all these Bulldogs have ruined the Alabama. You know what we're going to do for you guys out there? We're going to just extend this when we get back. We're going to make sure you don't miss up on Alabama. You're not going to get us. You know you hate us, but you love us deep down. Let's talk about some of our great people. Stevenson Air Conditioning does an incredible job. We bought a brand new unit for them. The best thing we ever did. It's the only thing you actually purchase that saves you money every month. So it really kind of pays for itself. Stevenson Air Conditioning is number one, not even close. Also, J. Michael's Restaurant, the best seafood, the coldest beer you get anywhere. Get to J. Michael's, have a wonderful time. South Oak Title and Closing, Chuck Tucker. Nobody does it better than Chuck Tucker and his crew. All the big-time realtors, Mark Cowart, Beth Mobley, they all demand South Oak Title and Closing. No surprises. They do an incredible job. Get out there tonight, high school football, Beefo Braves, you Mosley fans, get over there early, have a great time, wear your colors in there, then head on right out to Tommy Oliver to get ready for that Rutherford football team. Beefo Braves, Lynn Haven. Chad Mitchell, the legendary doctor, 24 years on Bay County sidelines. We'll be back right now with another legend. 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida, Jeremy Pridgeon, Roll Tide.
The PCB Hobby Takeover with Todd. Mondays at 5:20 on ESPN Northwest Florida.
That is a very high-end card and very rare.
Todd talks about coins, trading cards, collectibles, and the amazing stories behind them.
It was the first one that's ever come through my door.
Plus, we'll be taking your calls and questions at 850-215-6290. The PCB Hobby Takeover.
A platform for you to do your hobby.
Mondays at 5:20 on the Sports Talk Monster. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with your weather forecast on this Thursday. Mostly sunny this afternoon and evening with a gentle breeze out of the south at 11 miles per hour and temps near 94. We will have clear skies and a wind speed of 2 miles per hour tonight and be quite warm at 80. And sunny tomorrow and a high 94 with a light breeze. Sunshine Saturday with a temp of 96. This forecast is brought to you by Ellis Agency Insurance. Thank you for listening to ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Los Rancheros has been doing it right for 20 years. Los Rancheros brings a top-shelf dining experience to you with the opening of their beautiful new building. Watch all college and pro games on Los Rancheros' 14 large-screen TVs with great drink specials daily from 2 to 5 and during all the games. Los Rancheros, the place for live sports and great food on 23rd Street between Jenks and Harrison.
With summer winding down and another school year upon us, That Boot Store invites the entire family to shop for the widest selections of Western and work clothing in the area at prices you can afford. Don't forget to drive carefully. The roads will be busy. A reminder from That Boot Store. Open Tuesday through Thursday 9 to 5, Friday and Saturday 9 to 5:30. Next to Billboard Kia on 15th Street, Panama City. And remember, God is good all the time. That Boot Store.
Tiger fans, join us weekday mornings at 8:15. It's the Bay Point Golf Auburn Update on the Coach James Hale Show at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Eagle! Hey! James Guatemala, Jenna's doing well?
Doing well.
Her hip replacement go well?
Doing well.
Good. Tell, if you see him, tell them I asked about him. Love those people. James Guatemala, one of the finest men you ever meet. Beautiful family. I think every one of those girls, absolutely gorgeous. Mm-hmm. They had 4. Mm-hmm. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 4 beautiful girls. 2 went to Auburn. No, 1 went to Florida State, 1 to Florida, 1 to... I can't keep up. Anyway, big Auburn family.
Great family, great folks there.
All right. So. Michigan Eddie, hello, sir. Michigan Eddie's on the line.
Good
morning. He sounds better. I like your phone you're on now. You sound better.
Well, I got my caller persona is different than my on-air persona.
You sound different in here. Yeah, very, very.
I got to be more professional in here.
You're well spoken. I mean, you do a great job.
Try to be.
Auburn Updates brought to you by Beef O'Brady's in Lynn Haven.
Great guy. Great, the manager.
God. Another true great
Sponsors
American.
Lynn Haven Raiders. PYFA Game 1 action. Games start to count this weekend. Just saying. If you want to see a great football team, you go to Bozeman at 7 o'clock.
Can I finish now?
Yeah,
He's also Lynn Haven City Commissioner. Does a great job. Wonderful person. Get out to Beef O'Brady's, and I got to tell you something. Wednesday's a special day. You get 10 big old wings. You get a drink. You get a side for $9.99. But tonight, it's Mosley Day here. It's also Mosley Day at Beef O'Brady's. Get in there before the game, have a great time, then head on out to Tommy Oliver. All right, Jeremy, before we get into Auburn Tide, let's finish up. I want you to go ahead and get your little
I outlined kind of a few question marks. Now that the last scrimmage is done, what are we looking for going into the season here? I think the big ones, OC and DC. What are we going to see with Tommy Reese as the new offensive coordinator? And how much freedom is he going to have in that OC role at Alabama in his first year? The DC, maybe not as many question marks because we've seen Kevin Steele before. I think we can have some expectation that we're going to try to return to a bit more hard-nosed defense than what we've seen with pretty porous coverage with Pete Golding. So 2 big questions there.
I don't think we're going to give it the big play as much with Kevin there.
Yeah, so the coordinators, quarterback, obviously, that's the big one. Saban still says the decision's up to them as to how they will get playing time, and he's not going to declare a starter. I know we're talking about Auburn here in a minute, and they have, but don't expect to know who's coming out until that very first play against Middle Tennessee State. The last presser of the sort of preseason was yesterday. And he says time to get ready for the season. He's looking for 3 to 4 players that can play in that star position in the secondary. High praise for Dallas Turner as an edge rusher, and also for Tim Keenan on the defensive line. Did say that the first scrimmage seemed to be better than the second scrimmage, so I think that's kind of good coach speak to keep them motivated, keep them focused. So, I think we're kind of turning the corner here, and pretty much
can't wait, man. I can't wait. We're getting closer and closer. Cannot wait for college football. This is a huge year for Alabama. We had a disappointing, terrible season last year. We lost 2 games on the last play of both those games, which is unheard of. We got to be more consistent. We got to do a better job of coaching. We got to do a better job of playing. We didn't win the national championship. It was just a disgraceful year.
Yeah, well,
11-2.
Yeah, 11-2.
Most people go crazy. People go nuts out of them. All right, Auburn update. Can we switch?
Yeah.
Auburn update. Let's get into Auburn. Peyton Thorne wins a job at the university, Auburn University, does a great job. He's really fit in well with there. They got in there. The kids like him. The players like him. They respect him. And the best thing about him, he's got experience, man. He got a lot of confidence. He's more consistent. He beat out Robbie Ashford. This is his 5th year playing college football. 2-year start at Michigan State. The first scrimmage, he said he was, he's off some. He felt like he's improved since then. But he's looking forward to this season. He cannot wait till college football starts. And Auburn opens up with UMass, would be at home. It's going to be I think it'll be a high-scoring game for Auburn. I think Auburn's offense is going to look really well. They're going to play extremely fast. It's going to be hot. It's going to be humid. You know what Auburn's doing? They've got these sensors they're putting up in different areas of the stadium.
They are, trying to handle the heat.
And they're going to have stations set up for heat problems with the fans. And so they're going to be taking care of you guys there. Great job by the Auburn faculty and athletic department and the health people there. That's pretty cool. I like that.
Be very proactive.
Yes, sir. All right.
That'd actually be facilities.
Let's get back to Thornton. Hey, can you turn that mic off? Okay. I got the switch. I got the button. I got it right here. We're okay. Thornton. This is what he did. I'm pretty pumped up about Auburn. 2021, he passed for 3,240 yards, 27 touchdowns at Michigan State. That year, Michigan State won 11 football games. That's pretty good. He feels extremely confident. And he should. He went in there. The reason he's a starting quarterback at Auburn right now, not Robbie, is because he was more consistent in practice. He was more consistent in both scrimmages.
Right.
He delivers the football to the playmakers. The guy's pretty good. And Auburn needs this big time, guys. Hugh Freeze has a reputation of developing quarterbacks. At Liberty, got one of Auburn rejects and did a great job with him. Auburn's offense last year was absolutely terrible. They ranked 119th out of all these teams that played Division I football with only, and this was in 22, passing offense. Jeremy, they only threw the ball for 172 yards a game.
Right.
That's just great. That's terrible. You can't win football games doing that.
And that won't happen this year. Those numbers are going to go up considerably.
Well, I guarantee you they double, at least double that in passing yards per game.
I mean, with Freeze, he's going to chunk that rock all over the field.
And again, I've mentioned this several times what he said. It really made a lot of sense when he said it, and I heard it, and I say, he's exactly right. We're getting ready to pick some games. And it's going to be hard to pick games this year in college football because all the new rosters, the transfers, you don't know what you got. And we don't know all the transfers of some of these games we're going to be picking. And like he said, when we started fall camp, he said, we really didn't know what we had. You bring in 40 new players, you don't know what you have. Same thing with Colorado. They had brought in 60-something new players. Now, 24/7, this is what they have for the Auburn Tigers this year. They believe that Auburn will be playing in the Birmingham Bowl, and they already got picked out who they're going to play. Auburn's going to play Memphis, and guess what? Auburn will go either 6-6 or 7-5, depending on if you believe 24/7 Sports. 24/7 Sports also said the Texas Bowl that they'd have Ole Miss playing Oklahoma. They have in the Cotton Bowl LSU playing Southern Cal. They got the Orange Bowl, FSU playing Penn State. In the Peach Bowl, they got Alabama playing Tulane. That'd be an old SEC matchup right there. Playoff games, according to 24/7, they got the Sugar Bowl, number 1, Georgia versus number 4, Michigan Wolverines. In the Rose Bowl, they have number 2, Ohio State Buckeyes. And Texas is back, number 3 team in the country, Texas Longhorns. In the national championship game, they've got Georgia playing Texas. 2 future SEC schools. They didn't really say that. I said that last part. But anyway, that's what we got on the Auburn Tigers today. Now, I did looking for Auburn's schedule. I kind of agree with you.
I got stuff on Auburn.
I'm not through.
Okay.
I got some other stuff on Auburn. If you let me finish.
Hurry up.
Auburn trap game for 2023. And I kind of look at this. They got Ole Miss, I think, on October 28th. No, they don't. They got Ole Miss the week before. That's a huge football game. Hugh Freeze used to be the head football coach at Ole Miss. Who did Auburn really go after to be the next head football coach? Lane Kiffin. At Auburn.
Yeah.
He didn't go. He stayed at Ole Miss. This is going to be a good game. Yeah. They're going to get after each other.
Auburn's getting them at home, and I think that makes a huge difference.
Big game there. That's a big emotional game. And then the next week, they got to get on the road and go play in front of 100-something thousand people, where normally they play really well when they go to Texas A&M. But they say, watch out this year. They think this is Auburn's trap game, the Texas A&M game. And why did they say this when they're wrong? They got Georgia and Stanford. I don't get that. This is wrong. That 24/7 is wrong what they said, because Auburn has Texas A&M after Stanford. And before Georgia. Oh, okay. Maybe
they're saying that's the trap.
And the other game they said it could be, then the other game it could be a trap game, or a big game was the Ole Miss game. Anyway, Michigan comes in here and I screw up everything. But anyway, that's all I've got. What do you got, Michigan, on Auburn? Give me a little Auburn.
Here's something about Peyton Thorne.
Is it good or positive?
It's the truth.
Okay.
When did he have his best season at Michigan State?
Probably 2021.
And who do you have as running back?
Oh, Derrick Henry. He transferred in and played that 1 year there and came back to me. I remember that.
Anyway, had Kenny Walker III, and that's when he had his best year. Kenny Walker III goes away. He's mediocre. He needs to have a strong running game. If Hugh Freeze is planning on slinging it, you just better know who you got back there, because he needs a strong running attack to complement his passing game to get the pressure off of him. And switching gears to how many games Auburn's going to win. If you go to Saturday down south, they're picked to win 5 games with a 50% or better.
Yeah.
Only 5.
I think Auburn's going to be a lot better than 5.
I think that's low.
All right, y'all guys, hold your thought. We got to take a break right now. Auburn Update's been brought to you by Beef O'Brady's. Get down there and have a great time, especially tonight, man. If you're a Mosley fan, get down there, man. They got this thing ready to go for you. Get in there, wear those Mosley colors, go have a little pep rally down there, eat a great meal. Then on head on out to Tommy Oliver and have a wonderful time. Big, huge football game. And guess who's covering the game? ESPN Northwest Florida.
Super Dave.
Mosley, Rutherford today, high school football. Don't forget about Paparazzi Gourmet Deli, the best pizza you'll get anywhere. The place is incredible. You know what I love about it? John's a retired police officer. Love that man. Does an incredible job.
Sports Blue.
Sports Blue. Get out.
Support the Blue.
Get out to Paparazzi Gourmet Deli. Have a great time. Max Fit Sports Nutrition. Jason, Jeremy. Who's in here? Who is this guy? Michigan, you might want to get down there. You want to look better, feel better. Max Fit Sports
Nutrition. I lost 20 pounds.
You do. You look pretty. You're a very pretty guy. And Dr. Ward. If it doesn't look right, feel right, go see Dr. Ward. Hey, look, I want the door locked. I don't want this idiot in here. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
The Dan Patrick Show.
Dan Patrick.
The White Sox fired everybody.
Yeah, what a run.
And the Yankees, are they going to fire Brian Cashman? Is Boone going to stay? Like, I go back with the Yankees when Billy Martin was there and George Steinbrenner. Man, they wouldn't have lasted a weekend. Yes, Mark.
You know what? I think the Aaron Judge injury might help.
It's the Dan Patrick Show. Weekday mornings from 9 till 11. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Take your next adventure in an eco-friendly all-electric Kia EV6 that gives you the movement that inspires. You can live fully charged while saving now and down the road on fuel costs. Schedule a test drive today and explore the electrified Kia vehicles at Billburn Kia. You have to drive it to believe it. Now offering $7,500 EV lease bonus when you lease a new 2023 Kia EV6 Wind Electric all-wheel drive for 36 months. You'll get the perfect balance of comfort, safety, and technology with a performance that minimizes the impact of our environment. Billburn Kia is the home of the 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. See us today at 2435 East 15th Street or BillburnKia@PanamaCity.com. We make it easy to switch to EV ownership and give you the peace of mind you can trust. Close-in lease based on a new 2023 Kia EV6, model number N5452. No security deposit required. $7,500 EV lease bonus not available for cash. Subject to credit approval, dealer participation, and vehicle availability. $49.99 due at signing for well-qualified leases. See dealer for complete details. The 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty is a Billburn Kia warranty. Must take delivery from dealer stock through 9/5/23.
Freshness made easy with Febreze Small Spaces.
Want continuous freshness that fights odors with no batteries and no outlets? Try Febreze Small Spaces. Ah, but what's a small space? To answer that, we brought in our lawyer.
Small spaces include, but are not limited to, bathrooms, closets, laundry room, kid room, pet corners, man cave, she sheds, most nooks, and all crannies.
There you go. Febreze Small Spaces is the world's most convenient. Febreze Small Spaces is super convenient and never stops freshening for 45 days.
Mm-hmm.
Free happy Febreze, la 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 la.
Time to let the big dogs eat.
How about that answer by Georgia? To the end zone, touchdown, Georgia!
Now back to the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michael Studio, ESPN Northwest Florida.
Welcome back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. High school football cannot wait. Starts
Mosley
tonight.
Rutherford tonight.
Get out there and have a
Get
great time. Lynn Haven, Beef O'Brady's. Then get on out to Tommy Oliver. All right, I want to get this in. ACC stands to make an additional $72 million. This is what the rumor is. I kind of think it's going to happen. ESPN's willing to do this, but you got to bring three teams in: Cal, Stanford, and SMU. Bring in Dallas. And you got the West Coast. I guess the four teams that said, no way, this is not going to happen. I guess they decided, let's let it happen. If I'm the ACC, I'm going to let it happen because of this. If the rumors are true about Clemson and FSU going to the SEC, they're going to need some breathing room. They're going to need something to fall back on if they lose FSU and Clemson and maybe Miami. And who knows, maybe North Carolina. A lot of things are going on in college football, so we're going to see some more shuffling. And I'm sure that the revenue will split up where those three teams will be making less than the original ACC teams. Jeremy, I think it's going to happen. What say you?
Well, money's certainly the driver right now, and turning on the televisions and the streaming and all the other access to the live events and bringing more potential opportunities for games, regardless of the sport, seems to be where we are. So
it's kind of sad in a way.
Yeah.
We talk about these girls, these sports flying across the country for volleyball.
Yeah. I mean, just go play a 3 out of 5 volleyball match. You're going to go from, Los Angeles to.
I don't like flying.
Rutgers, USC versus Rutgers. And these, I think Drinkowitz hit it out of the park. We said these are student athletes. I mean, I know when I have to get on a plane and go to LA, that's a whole day to recover. Yeah. And they're going to fly back through the night and supposed to be in sociology at 8 o'clock the next morning. I mean,
well, you're a preacher. Money's the root of all evil. It makes us do things we don't really want to do.
Well, we're there now.
Michigan, what say you? Do you not Michigan? We got George Patton in here. General, what do you think?
General Patton, Army, man.
Is this a good thing or a bad thing? What's going to happen? Do they come in?
Who? Sorry.
The ACC.
Oh, yeah, I think they will.
Yeah.
Cal Stanford?
Yeah.
I think they will because ACC is a good academic conference.
Mm-hmm.
UNC is really good.
And SMU's coming. SMU's coming also. There'll be three.
Okay, whatever. Anyway, and an SMU, but whatever on them. But you can Cal Stanford. Now you're clashing.
Mm-hmm.
Political views and just different views. But they do bring the non-football sports are very, very good, especially on the ladies' side.
Right.
Stanford soccer, softball,
cross country.
Yep, cross country. Then you got baseball with pitching.
Mm-hmm.
Not pitching, but for the guys.
Yeah.
And Cal, well, they don't really bring nothing except for their academic program and up in Berkeley.
Yeah, they bring a different state in for TVs. I'm not a big Cal guy. But Stanford's good in everything.
They are.
They really
They're
are a good athletic program.
all the way around. So.
And SMU, you get Dallas, you get Texas. I get it. I think the ACC has to do this because they know down the road FSU's leaving, and so's Clemson. I think North Carolina's gone too.
Yeah, and the ACC fracture really took place when Maryland left for the Big Ten. That busted up Maryland Duke. I mean, it just and you could see the ground starting to shift.
Let me ask you this though. Could this be where we finally get Notre Dame? Because they just Notre Dame really want to go in the Big Ten and lose all the time. They go to the ACC. They got their brothers right here.
They've got their peer institutions right there.
I see Notre Dame come in. That would save it. I think if Notre Dame comes in, that might save the ACC.
I don't see it happening. If they can enjoy the privileged status of independence, they're going to retain it as long as possible.
Because of money.
As long as we allow them to do it.
Because of money.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What's the Bible say?
If the Big Ten commissioner and SEC commissioner go, we're going to have the Super League and we're going to have our national championship. This is going to, and the TV networks, they do that. If we get to that level, I think Notre Dame will have to join. Catholics have a lot of power. Roman Catholics have a lot of power.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah.
There are a lot.
Yeah.
But can I say something?
Let's get into high school picks now.
Anyway, I'm just saying. Notre Dame should be a Big Ten school. They have a lot more history with Big Ten schools with Purdue, Sparty, the Wolverines, etc.
Yep. Yeah.
And that's why they need to go to the Big Ten. But back in the day, there was a big fight hubbub, and then they didn't get entrance, and there's still some hurt feelings, some butthurt feelings about that, right? Yep. So it makes no sense for them to go to the ACC at all. None.
They're already playing them now.
Right.
Well, and that makes no sense either.
And that's the geographic piece is what is really frustrating in this.
I think you're going to have a hard time being successful in the Big Ten. That week-to-week pounding you get up there, I don't know.
And Notre Dame's overrated this year again.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. We'll see. All right, let's go, Jeremy. Take over.
Right. Let's go, preacher. Preach those picks.
All right, so we are now getting to make our picks. I guess we got a guest picker this week.
I'm going to be here every week now. Football season started. I'm going to call it in.
No, you won't.
Oh, yes, I will. Yes, I will, Smokey.
So we got a lot of high school games, very few college games because we're in the week 0, and I'll work through several. Some teams have games under their belts because their game last week actually counted toward their standings. Others played them as a kickoff classic jamboree. I'll pick up those as well. So expectations are high in some places, rebuilding in other areas. I know we're going on names. I mean, we don't know a whole lot right now. No. But that said, let's get after it. First game out of the gate for us will be the Graceville Tigers crossing the border to go play up in Ashford. Graceville trying to rebuild, trying to restart
things. Who are they playing?
Ashford, Alabama.
What do you know about them?
I know that's Wiregrass team, pretty solid.
Is it a public school or private?
Yeah, it's public school there in Ashford.
All right, I'm going to go Ashford.
I'm going with Ashford.
Yeah.
Yep. So,
Michigan, you got Graceville.
Okay. No, I got Ashford.
Quit copying us.
I'm not copying. Let me go first. I'll bet you I'll beat you again.
Hope Graceville can go up there, get the win. This Florida-Alabama thing, it's high school football, but tall order for them. All right. Unusual matchup here up in Chipley where expectations are through the roof. They're hosting Hollis Christian Academy out of Jacksonville, making the long trip down I-10 opening game. I'm going to buy the Tigers right now. Take Chipley at home.
Who are they playing?
Hollis Christian Academy, Class A school out of Jacksonville.
Jacksonville, Mississippi.
No,
Jacksonville, Florida.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about them. I'm gonna go Chipley because I don't know anything about it.
Chipley feels really good about their program, so I'm gonna take them. Move it.
I'm going to go with the Christian School of Jacksonville.
Okay, so we're going to put Hollis Christian down and see what happens here. Okay, next game up, let's go over to Freeport and the Destin Sharks upstart program coming to play the Bulldogs at Freeport.
I'd probably have to go with Freeport. They're more established. I don't know anything about Destin.
I think you made a great pick there. I'm high on the Bulldogs, and they get a win to start the season at home. So Vernon in rebuilding year last year.
I picked Destin, by the way.
Yeah, we had you down.
You know much about them?
They got some good young talent there.
They
actually,
do.
Actually, one of the young quarterbacks trains with Eddie's quarterback coach out of Nashville.
Do they have a senior class yet?
No,
Okay.
no, they don't.
All right, good.
That's the piece here.
Okay,
It's young.
I got Freeport.
Yeah. Vernon is heading over to Jay. Vernon had a hard.
I heard Vernon's going to be pretty good.
Well, they had the death of the coach last year and struggled through that, and now they're kind of trying to find their footing. The Jay Royals always tough over in Santa Rosa County. I'm going to take the Royals at home against the Yellow Jackets.
I'm going to probably go the safe way because I just don't know much about it. But I heard Vernon's going to be good, but I'm going to go Jay just to be. Come on, Vernon, don't let us down. We're picking against you, so make sure you make us look bad.
All right. Over in Gulf County, my Weewah-Hitchcock Gators are hosting Brookwood, Georgia. Brookwood's 0-1. They lost against Frederica Academy out of St. Simon's Island, 56-41. I just thought it was a great score. I mean, it was a lot of high offense.
I have no idea.
I'm going to say go Gators. And
Bobby John's still there?
Yep.
I'm Bobby John's guy.
All right. So we'll see. Florida and Georgia tying it on.
Georgia.
Okay, Brookwood. Let's go to Cottondale. Cottondale's 1-0, playing the Sneads Pirates tonight.
Ooh, baby, Sneads big.
Sneads has
They got one of the best running backs in the
who is committed to Cincinnati. Yeah, so
far.
Yeah, right.
So
well,
far.
It's a long way to go.
Yeah.
I mean, but
I think he's going to some bigger and better offers.
I think there may be some
junior, senior.
He's a senior this year.
Yeah, okay.
So
he's a good one. Bill's got a good team now. They could win it all.
Is he the running back that ESPN did a story on?
No.
Same one? Okay. No. My bad. All right.
Well, that's a big one tonight. Jackson County and Sneads can make a deep run this year.
I think they could win it all.
They
like
really could. So watch Sneads in Class A. Next week, the Arnold Marlins and Sneads play.
Ooh,
remember last year it happened to Arnold and
Sneads.
Sneads.
The kid rushed for 500 yards, I think.
I think he's still running.
You talked about these schools, the small schools, the bigger schools.
Let's go back the old way.
Yeah. So when these Class A schools call and knock on your door, if you're 4 or 5A, you probably don't want to answer.
Yeah, I think you got that right.
They think something's up. Okay, staying in Jackson County, Holmes County. Making the trip over from Bonifay to play the Bulldogs of Mariana. Two proud communities.
Tough, yeah, that's tough. I'm going to go with Mariana.
Going with Mariana. All right. We're going to split for our first time here. I'm going to take the Blue Devils on the road.
What do you know that I don't know?
I think they're a little more battle tested at Holmes County. Mariana's still kind of rebuilding, trying to find that they could be there.
School.
They could be there. I mean,
Mariana's a bigger school, right?
Yeah.
That could go 50-50. I saw highlights in Mariana. It could go either way, but I'm going to go with the Preacher.
Okay, it's Holmes County here.
When you're ever in doubt, go with the Preacher.
All right, so we're bumping up against our break here.
Let's take a break. You got we got time for one more?
Let's do one more.
Get one more.
Do one more. Okay, let's do this one then. I think it'll be a pretty quick pick. Franklin County Seahawks 1-0. They defeated St. Francis Catholic out of the Gainesville area, playing North Bay Haven.
I'm going North Bay Haven.
North Bay Haven.
Locals.
They're up.
Gordy. They got the secrets. Gordy's coaching over there.
Oh.
His boys are playing, and Coach Matt does a good job coaching.
All right.
North
Bay Haven. Get it done.
North Bay Haven across the board.
They look good against Port St. Joe in their jamboree.
They did.
Yeah.
And Port St. Joe.
Port St. Joe is a power in a lot of sports.
Yeah, exactly. So.
All right. Let's talk about some of our great people. Appreciate all of them. I love Dr. Ward. Every Wednesday, 7:30. Skin cancer can be deadly. 1 in 5 develop it. If it doesn't look right, feel right, go see Dr. Ward. 5 minutes can save your life. El Rodeo Tequila Bar and Grill. The best Mexican food you'll get anywhere. And tonight is the night. Karaoke. I don't think Glenn's going to be there or Jim, so Elvis won't be there. But get down there, happy hour 3 to 7. Tell the coach that we'll be right back. ESPN Northwest Florida.
But before we go, this is your last chance. Your last chance to get registered to win the Race to Daytona contest. These are 2 tickets for the Coke Zero Sugar 400. The race is Saturday, August the 26th at 7 p.m. Here's how we do it, boys and girls, moms and dads. I'm going to give you a code word, and you are going to text it to 850-215-6290. Then you're going to listen to the Afternoon Underdogs, and about 4:40, they're going to call your name, and you're going to call them as quickly as you can at the same number, 215-6290, and then that'll give you a qualifying time. The best qualifying time, obviously, wins the race, wins the tickets. So here we go. And this is the last one. We give away the tickets today. So this is your last code word, and it is Coke, C-O-K-E, as Coke. In the Coke Zero Sugar 400. So Coke. There you go. Text that word in to 215-6290. You get yourself registered, and then listen to the Afternoon Underdogs. Coke.
That race is awesome, by the way. I've been that race twice.
Listen to the Afternoon Underdogs.
Coke Zero.
They call your name.
Ricky Bobby.
Get registered.
Coke.
Talladega Nights.
We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN. Hey, get him out of here. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida. We're the radio home of the Mosley Dolphins.
High school football is back. Tonight, we're going under the lights. It's the Mosley Dolphins versus the Rutherford Rams, live from Tommy Oliver Stadium. Coverage starts Thursday at 6:30, kickoff at 7. Listen live right here on your home for the Mosley Dolphins. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with your weather forecast on this Thursday. Mostly sunny this afternoon and evening with a gentle breeze out of the south at 11 miles per hour and temps near 94. We will have clear skies and a wind speed of 2 miles per hour tonight and be quite warm at 80. And sunny tomorrow and a high 94 with a light breeze. Sunshine Saturday with a temp of 96. This forecast is brought to you by Ellis Agency Insurance. Thank you for listening to ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
There are 3 great Barefoot locations. Barefoot on the Bay, Barefoot on the Beach, and Barefoot Hideaway Grill. Whichever location you visit, you'll find amazing food and a comfortable atmosphere, and the views are spectacular. Barefoot Hideaway is tucked in between the Radisson and Ramada on Front Beach Road at Hills Road. Barefoot on the Bay is in St. Andrews behind Shrimp Boat. And Barefoot on the Beach is next to the Bikini Beach Resort on Front Beach Road. Watch your favorite football teams and eat where the locals go. Barefoot. Eat, drink, and unwind.
Are you tired of hearing 2 weeks when you call to get your boat worked on? Hey folks, it's Chris Kramer with Kramer Marine and Outdoor, and we'll get you in and back out on the water as quick as possible. We're a full-line Yamaha outboard dealer and Suzuki outboard dealer, and we have master-trained certified mechanics on site. So if it's just an annual service, electronics install, trolling motor install, or all the way up to a full repower, we can take care of you. So stop by and see us in the corner of Frankfurt and 23rd next to Bill Kramer GM, or call us at 850-851-0453.
He doesn't always go the extra mile. But when he does, it's because he missed the exit. It's the Coach James Hale Show. Live and local inside the J. Michaels Studio. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back.
Billy Idol, baby.
ESPN Northwest Florida. And people in Michigan is rude. They overtalk people. They don't know when to be quiet. They interrupt. Is that just a Michigan thing? Because everybody else we know are
I'm rocking out, man.
Hey, you can dance pretty good, brother. All right, let's get back, Jeremy. Let's get your picks.
All right, so we got about halfway through our high school picks here. 2 schools that have proud programs and some great contests over the years. Liberty County, Bristol, making the short trip down to Port St. Joe.
Man, I think it's going to be a good game this year.
I think it's going to be a really good game.
Who's the home team?
It's at Port St. Joe. It's at Sharks Stadium. Sharks lost a couple players in that tragic accident over the year earlier, and playing with a lot of emotion when they take the field Friday night. Liberty County is always big and physical. There have been some questionable calls in this series that's played into it. It's going to be close, but I'm going to take the Sharks at home. I'm going to
go with the home team, Port St. Joe, because they got them at home. They got that new Taco Bell down there, too. Who do you got, Michigan Eddie?
PSJ.
All right. So Fort St. Joe getting the win.
They got it going on. They send a lot of people to D1 and all that. They got good programs down there at Fort St. Joe.
No doubt. One school,
Kudos to
one
them.
town. That's
Yeah.
why.
So let's pick up a little bit of Walton County here.
Do we have to, Walton County?
The Braves of Defuniak Springs making the trip to Bowles Field and playing Bluntstown.
Oh, I thought there was any Jacksonville Bowls.
No.
Bluntstown?
Yeah, and Defuniak. This is two proud programs. Walton's looking for their third straight year in the playoffs.
They do such a good job.
Bluntstown always makes a run in Class A.
That's going to be a good game.
That's a heck of an opener.
Who's home team?
Bluntstown.
Who you going with?
I'm going with Bluntstown at home.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
A little bit of an edge there.
Air raid offense, they might have a hard time slowing that down. But I think it's going to be close. But I'm going to go with the home team.
Okay. Going with Bluntstown, Michigan Eddie.
Home at Lindy's Chick. Whenever you go in Tallahassee, stop there. They got awesome wings, but bring cash. They don't take credit cards. Just saying, I'm going with Bluntstown.
I like that. Take cash. I love that.
And over in Baker, the Baker Gators hosting South Walton. Now, again, another Class A power. You can usually depend on Baker to punch their ticket.
I'm sorry. I thought South Walton was playing, so it was Walton County.
The Defuniak Springs.
He said that, Coach. He said
still
that.
a good program.
Yeah.
But no, South Walton's up at Baker.
Yeah, that's going to be a good one, too.
That's a good one. That's high scoring last year. I think 56-49 type game.
South Walton likes to air it out with Coach Chiso over there.
Mm-hmm. So I'm taking the Seahawks on the road at a very tough place to play. Baker. Yeah.
Baker was a state power.
Mm-hmm.
And that coach is retired, right?
So, who you got?
I think that air raid is going to give him a fit. I'm going to go South Walton.
Going South Walton?
Yeah. Oh, Lord.
Go Baker.
I am going Baker.
All right.
I am going Baker. Because it's a small town. They live for football. Mm-hmm. It's going to be the 12th man. Baker's going to get it done over the South Walton Seahawks. Just saying.
All right, let's go local here. Last three picks.
Let's go.
Florida A&M High School at Bozeman.
I'm going Bozeman.
Yes, Bozeman.
That's
all the way. I heard Bozeman look extremely good.
That's a good
jamboree.
That's a good pick.
Like
FAMU dropped their opener to Cottondale 32-8, and that actually did count in the standings for both schools. So Cottondale's 1-0 out of the gate here. So Bozeman at home, and I think they get the win. Last two in-county matchups. We've got Arnold taking on Bay.
The rival. Love fest between those two schools.
Oh, they love each other.
Glenn Manley loves Arnold just as much as he loves Bay. It's amazing. It's going to be Glenn Manley Day. They're going to honor him before the game. They're going to honor Glenn. The bathroom, they got his picture in the bathroom.
There's a lot of hype.
They really are.
A lot of hype around Bay. They had a tough week at the University of Niceville last week.
Somebody kept texting in, did you see the score? Did you see what does it matter what the score was, Michigan Eddie? What's the score when it's a jamboree? Nobody cares.
Right.
Yeah. Well,
they played the third and fourth teams half the game.
I'm not going to say nothing on the air. I'll talk to you offline what I got to say. I'll keep my opinions to myself. Out of respect for Coach Manley.
We want to hear it.
I'm not going to. No.
All right, let's hear these picks.
We got CNN.
I've got you.
No, I don't.
Fake news.
But no, when the score is like that, doesn't matter if it's a jamboree or not. You shouldn't be on the first half. It shouldn't be that score.
What was the score of the first half?
45-0.
Fake news. I don't believe that.
No, I got the screenshot. I know.
Who you taking?
You make me pick against Arnold's got. I think there's some injuries situation. I do. I think they got a couple people banged up. Coach talked. They had some kids banged up. So I think Bay's probably a little bit more healthier. I think Bay will get it done.
Bay?
Home game for Bay.
Okay, Michigan Eddie.
After seeing that jamboree and stuff like that, I think Arnold's going to go in there for the upset.
Going there for
Woo! All right.
Taking
Good
Arnold.
job, Michigan Eddie.
I am.
I'm going to take Bay simply just to. Niceville's. They're in another universe in Northwest Florida. So I'm going to just kind of throw that out.
It's like Michigan playing TCU. You know, they can't beat them. It's like Michigan playing. It's like the same thing as Michigan playing Georgia.
I understand.
It was just like Michigan playing Georgia.
Let me talk. I'm not fake news.
The Orange Bowl.
I preach it. I'll say
Playoff
my opinion.
game.
I will say my
Michigan
opinion.
got destroyed
whether people
by
like
Georgia.
him or not, I just say whatever. You know, I know it was a jamboree. They're trying new things and all that, but I just think even in Jamborees, it's got to be a little bit more competitive than that. And that score really bothers me because I expected some better things out of Bay this year, and actually Bay County football as a whole. And when I got texted that score at halftime,
you were shocked.
I almost had a heart attack. I was like Fred Sanford, Elizabeth, I'm coming to join you.
It was a bit of a stunner. I mean, I did not have Bay winning at Niceville.
I did not either.
But
that score at halftime, I was shocked. Like I was shocked at the Mosley at Lincoln.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe they got shut out.
The only thing worse than that was what Georgia did to Michigan in the playoffs.
All right.
I was shocked at that too.
All right, we're about to run out of time.
I shocked Bama, also Louisiana Monroe. Go ahead, preacher. He's talking too much.
All right, tonight, Tommy Oliver Stadium. We talked to Coach Whidden. We did kind of process some of that. Went on the league last week. Mosley versus Rutherford. Mosley. I got Mosley.
Coach Floyd's going to do a good job now at Rutherford, though. I do believe that.
I tell you, watch out for the upset if Mosley's taking over it.
You got him?
It's possible.
You got Mosley. You got Rutherford.
I got Mosley, but it's going to be closer than what people expect.
Closer than the thing.
You were just teasing.
So week 0 college football. We got 3 games left. We've got 2 minutes. We've got Hawaii making the long trip to Vanderbilt. Vandy won it last year in Honolulu.
Vandy gets
you got
it done.
Vandy getting the sweep. All right, SEC. Okay,
yes, sir.
I'll take the Doors. They're smarter.
Yes,
they're not playing at their home stadium because they're getting renovated. Vandy. They're playing, I think, at the soccer stadium. I think.
Okay, they
in Nashville.
did move it around. So, all right.
Keyword jet lag.
Yeah, that's a good one. Okay, Ohio. The Bobcats going out west to play San Diego State University.
San Diego State and Hoke we trust.
Nice
stadium. I think it's the second or third year of a new stadium.
I don't think it's going to be close.
I got SDSU, the Aztecs, and
big,
and the one over in Ireland.
Woo! The Catholics, baby, get it done.
Notre Dame beats Navy. Okay, and I think we're
probably closer than what people think.
You gonna take the Naval Academy?
Navy, right?
Heck no. Well, actually, I can't stand both programs, but I think it's Notre Dame because I think doesn't Navy have a first-year coach? They fired Coach Tom Malulu last year.
Yep.
So I'm going with Notre Dame.
All right. So we'll
can't stand either of them.
We'll see how we do. A lot to learn.
How much time we got? Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just
with Jeremy, we got you next Thursday.
Back with.
We got a special guest tomorrow. I think you're going to enjoy it.
All right.
The new superintendent.
Hey, they're locked. Don't call me during the ball game.
Yeah, I can always call Michigan Eddie. Anyway. Hey, leave it right here. Ryan Moty's got a great show. The Underdogs, David's got a great show, 4 to 6. In the Mouth of the South, 6 to 10. Paul Feinbaum.
You got Mosley tonight. Mosley tonight. Football, right?
Mm-hmm. Out. 104.3
Mosley tonight.
Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida. We're the radio home of the Mosley Dolphins.
High school football is back. Tonight, we're going under the lights.